After seeing what Neba did to Tamagami 2, I'm telling you, and I said this last time, make sure y'all pay attention to this podcast. We speaking facts here, okay? I am like right here with it. After seeing Neba help Tamagami 2 power up, I think Neba is gonna have an ability, just like how we saw Guru unlock the potential of Gohan and Krillin on Namek. He's gonna be able to do something to Goku and Vegeta, and that's how they're gonna go Super Saiyan 4.
Oh, that's that good.
All right, guys, welcome back for another edition of a Full Power Podcast. We are your favorite.
Wait, that was the start?
That's the start. We're going right into it, bro. Make sure you guys, if you want to continue supporting this podcast and seeing us do this at a more full-time basis and whatnot, definitely head on over for your bonus episodes, your extra content, your behind the scenes, your exclusive Discord, and plenty more perks. So definitely make sure you head on over, become a thriving resort and a real one today. All right, so let's get right into the meat and bones of this. First and foremost, let's welcome back our brother, not so little IQ Oosh, back to the show. Welcome back, sir.
It's good to be back.
How do you feel being back on the Full Power Podcast? And for the first time being like this in a very long time.
It's nice. It's Christmas time. We got some family time. Watched a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's going good. First semester over of school.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, of course, in full detail. All our thoughts going in on it. Brother Ooch, how are you doing today, sir?
All right. No complaints. Just vibing.
Just vibing?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Ready to go.
All right, sounds good. All right, so yeah, I guess we can get right into it. So we literally just got off of watching episode 12 of Dragon Ball Daima. Of course, this is the last episode of 2024. So, of course, this is the last episode of 2024 for the Full Power Podcast as well. And what a way to end the freaking year. This guy, Vegeta, came not out the woodwork, out the water, with a surprise that I'm sure maybe not a lot of folks were anticipating. But if you pay attention to this podcast, we were definitely talking about this in full detail. Not really much full detail, but we're definitely predicting it leading up to this episode. And I'm actually glad to make it happen. But the one thing I want to start off with is something that you brought up. And you said, is this canon? And I can understand why anybody would ask that question after seeing something like that, where it's like, how could Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3 if in later points of the story he never actually did? So I have a very basic answer for that question if you are someone that is similar to IQ asking such a question. And it has everything to do with what we actually talked about on the Daima Post show. We were bringing up how there are certain forms that obviously have been shown off previously in other projects like Raging Blast, other Dragon Ball games, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, where it's like, there is no canon. Everything it's like Mario Party. There's no rules. It's just balls to the walls, wonkers, and they do whatever they want, right? That is essentially how it goes. So because of that, it's almost like a deconfirmation of sorts whenever we see characters that get a form. So like Vegeta has actually been Super Saiyan 3 in the games, right? But if you pay attention and compare it to this Vegeta Mini Super Saiyan 3, he has the Goku full-on look, the hair, the length.
The no eyebrows.
The no eyebrows, right? The lack of eyebrows is very important. And and so when you look at how he looks in this Daima form, the hair is not exactly like Goku's.
Yeah, it's not like
half cut.
It's not like flowing.
Exactly. It's like it's almost like it's trying to get to that length, but it stops at a certain point. But he still has the lack of eyebrows, and he's still got that same energy.
I low-key thought that was just because he's a kid, so shorter.
That's a good point. I can see that argument being made. However, to add more context to this whole conversation, and Toriyama, may he rest in peace, when he originally made up the Super Saiyan 3 form, it looked like that. But then his editors told him to adjust it, and then he fixed it to make it look like how we all know it.
Right, he made it first. That was like it was shorter.
Yeah, so the shorter haired version that we saw in Daima episode 12 is what he wanted originally.
Oh,
yeah.
Told him, make that longer. Make the mane flowing.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's basically what they did.
Yeah.
Were you about to say
Oh
something?
no, I was just adding. I just said flowing.
Oh, okay.
Flowing.
Yeah. So that's why I can understand, like, if there's anyone out there that might be a little confused as to if this is taking place into continuity. Now, I want to also, I guess, add on and see how you guys feel about this, because I'm sure this is going to stir some pots and it's going to get people to really ask a lot of questions. And more so, like, the types of questions where it's just like, is this actually Super Saiyan 3? Okay, that's the first question I want to ask, right? Obviously, he looks how we would imagine Super Saiyan 3 to be. But I want to also bring up this actual fact. They didn't even refer to it as Super Saiyan 3 in the episode.
Goku was surprised though.
Yes.
How did he know? When did he know how to do that?
Yeah.
So we're already believing that it is Super Saiyan.
Yes.
Officially, it
Mhm.
just wasn't said.
Right.
It might be said later on though. Because
Right.
like if we just got a Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, there's no way in hell we're not getting a Goku Super Saiyan 3.
Oh yeah,
A couple episodes down the line.
Yeah, that's
in the
true.
first run.
Definitely when fighting like Majin Buu or something.
Yeah, probably.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I also wanna agree with that as well. But you know, it's I'm sure it's gonna be a question because, like, you know, he did acknowledge it, and it was really cool to even hear Bulma say, like, oh yeah, he's been training. So she was well aware. She wasn't even surprised. And I love that dynamic because that goes to show you the relationship that they have, that Vegeta stays training. He probably, ever since, think about it, ever since Kid Buu, ever since they defeated, because Daima takes place like 6 months after Kid Buu.
Yeah, he probably been nonstop training.
He was immediately in his own
after
freaking...
seeing Goku go Super Saiyan 3. He probably was hot.
Nah.
Yeah. So that's what that part is something that we have to definitely pay attention to and wonder, like, if we are going to just officially just deem this Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Mini, or are they going to try to get away with not naming it that and leaving it to the fans to be like, yo, yeah, no, that's Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. But is it? Because it's like I need enough. I mean, I guess you could argue, like, oh, well, did they call Super Saiyan 2 in this when Goku did it? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we just said because like it.
Yeah, it takes
like,
exactly. You know, like we are educated fans. We know what the hell we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I mean, it says he went 1, 2, and then 3.
Yeah.
Yo, if they end up
Hold the mic up.
If they end up fusing, like, since they know how to both go Super Saiyan 3, essentially, that would be the first time we would see that
And
too.
They wouldn't have said they're the fusion bugs for no reason.
Now, okay, so okay, I'm glad you brought up the fusion bug. So, you know how Goku at the end of the last episode, or episode 12, he was about to give him a revive bug. Imagine if it was accidentally the fusion bug.
But then, it was like the same thing with Vegeta and the Potara. Like he didn't want to do it at first.
Right.
As well.
It's very Vegeta-like. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no. So, all right. So I guess, so now moving away from that, like, I mean, okay. So aside from, you know, the big surprise, Vegeta went Super Saiyan 3, right? How did you guys feel about the fight overall? Because honestly, it did look like it was almost like the ending of episode 11 swerved us to think like they were going to spend way more time on Vegeta getting eaten by the Kraken and everything. But it was like, you know, like I said, a swerve. And it just turned out that, oh no, he could get out of that mad fast. Like, no big problem. Which is weird and at the same time, because they've been really hyping up and building up and gassing up this Kraken to be like this bigger threat or something like that. Like, Goku's like, oh no, I don't think we can handle it. But, you know, I mean, not to say, yeah,
You already knew
yeah.
He went to sleep. He just went away.
Yeah, he didn't feel like dealing with it either. So he was like, whatever, it worked out. So, but yeah, overall, like animation to the choreography of the fight itself against Tamagami 2, how'd you guys feel?
No, I feel like they kind of went against what they said because the Kraken and the Tamagami were double teaming on Vegeta.
That's facts.
And then Neba gave him a power upgrade. So it was
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah,
this
that
is
was
a 3v1.
dude, that was crazy. The extra power boost.
Right.
But I mean, that power boost gave us Vegeta Super
Yeah.
Saiyan 3 at the end
That
of the
is
day. Because
facts.
if it wasn't for that, I don't know if he would have needed to go Super Saiyan 3. Or, like, you know, push to that limit.
Mhm.
So,
But like, the fight was good. The Tamagami 1 fight with Majin Buu
that was just confusing.
was kind of like questionable because like, if Tamagami 2 could like, just like, instant transmission everywhere, whatever, and Tamagami 1 just swinging around his sword with Majin Buu running because he wanted chocolate.
Right. That's true.
Kind of questions like the power scaling of the Tamagamis.
I guess I could see where that question would come up. I think not even to falter Tamagami 1 at all. It's just that the opponent that he had was very unorthodox in his own way. So it's like he probably wasn't even used to the type of fighting that he was getting.
True, and like Majin Buu was like bouncing everywhere because he has the Majin Buu like more
Essence.
capability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Tamagami 2 got that special power boost, too. So,
I mean, but the
That's a little
Tamagami
different.
1 had the power boost by himself though.
Yeah, he self-imposed
yeah,
it.
assuming
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah.
Type of-
Right, yeah.
type of
It
boost.
definitely takes on the same appearance. So I guess it's easy to assume that it's definitely the same. And I guess, I mean, who's to say that Tamagami 3 didn't have one either? You know? Well, here, you know what? I guess you can argue that because maybe not so much argue, but like just to guess, I bring it up into conversations. Like, well, maybe Tamagami 3 didn't even have one. Tamagami 2 had to get it unlocked, and then 1 just was able to access it off rip. You know what I'm saying? So that's like probably like the chain of.
Yeah, because I feel like they get stronger because like Vegeta even before he got the power up was like struggling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. So we started talking about the Majin Buu fight, and how unorthodox it was. Tamagami 1, just like swinging his sword around, and then of course, like he did turn it up after Majin Buu, got his chocolate, which is I guess something I definitely wanted to talk about and bring up on this podcast real fast. Is that we talked about this, Brandon, on last week's episode on the Daima post show that we do on Sunday nights on stream. And I mentioned that, like, I'm wondering if he's going to want the chocolate, which he did. So we're like half right. But then, like, I was going down the line of thinking maybe this is the part where he figures out how to turn people into chocolate.
That's what I
Because
was
he does
like,
have the
he does
antenna.
that-
Yes.
Yeah.
He does have it.
Yeah.
Because Cool looks more like a Cyberman, but looks more like Boo.
Right. Yeah, he got the size, and at least with the it's like if Kid Buu had a fat version, that's what Majin Buu is.
Bro, honestly, he might turn Ku into chocolate. Just
And then get it absorbed. Oh, instead of fusing?
Yo.
yeah, instead of like a natural fusion, like
But like the thing is they're like bros.
True.
Like,
they get along. It looks like,
Mm-hmm.
or they coincide with each other already. But like it would be funny or some shit if like Ku's like you should try to turn me into chocolate type of thing and see what happens after that.
It would be so. I would like to see them gain that knowledge first in order for them to even have that happen, because like for them to just randomly do that out of the blue and not like, oh, like I didn't know we could do that, it would be like kind of weird. But like if you know how like Arinsu, oh no, not even Arinsu, like the Goma, they would be like watching back the tapes of Dragon Ball Z, and like that's how they saw all the
Arinsu.
fights and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm over here wondering, like, okay, what if they showed somehow? What if they were able to see how Majin Buu was, and then they use that as motivation, or even like ideas to see like, okay, what was Majin Buu able to do? And then they say, oh look, he turned people into a chocolate. Instead of crying for more chocolate, then Do gets inspired by the original Majin Buu, and it's just like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna start doing that to motherfuckers right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would actually be cool, but that's not what ended up happening. Like literally, and I'm glad the pacing is how it is, because within moments, Majin Buu literally goes and buys chocolate
Right.
at whatever local store and is able to give it to Do right on the spot, basically.
I mean, Ku is fast. He's just not strong.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like some of the moves he was doing, like the mouth blast and all that stuff, made it very deceiving, and we all thought like, oh man, like Majin Buu, but you know. But I will also add that I think what we're all on the same wavelength when it comes to the possibility of them merging, fusing, or if Ku absorbs Do through chocolate means or something like that.
Imagine they fuse, like, because Ku looks like Kid Buu, and then Do looks like regular Buu. So
Right.
Imagine they combine and it just looks like Super Buu.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. We've been hypothesizing that for like a long time now. So it should happen. I think it should. I mean, that's like easy. You know how much toys and shit they can make off this shit? Like just off, not even just toys, but like the merchandising is gonna be crazy. The Sparking Zero characters are gonna be crazy. Like they got years of content to work off just Daima.
Yeah.
Daima Wonderland.
Yeah.
Wait, but the thing is, like, going back to the transformation of like
Okay,
the
yeah,
Vegeta
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
how are they gonna make it so like? Because like this is before Super and everything. Like, how is he gonna make it before like? Because like during that we're like, oh, he can't go 30.
Mm-hmm.
So how like he never uses that ever again.
So that's what, yeah. So okay. So again, so we'll go back to that really fast, because that is something I know people are going to be wondering and talking about and probably arguing. But thankfully, I haven't even looked at socials yet, so to see the chaos, because I'm sure in Dragon Ball fandom it's going to happen. But they're going to have some sort of a conversation within Daima, and there's going to have to be some sort of acknowledgement of this. I don't think that they're going to go this far out of their way to do something like that without having some sort of explanation. Because if you look at how the show started versus how, or some of the events that happened in Super, like Kibito Kai, where it was Supreme Kai and Kibito, they were fused. And so in this show, they're not. Yeah. Right? And they explained it. They explained why. So like something like that is going to have to happen when it comes to this Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 transformation, because there's no way. We got literally right after Daima happens, Battle of Gods happen, and there's a whole moment where Beerus smacks Bulma, and Vegeta powers up to Super Saiyan 2, and they audibly say, "Oh my God, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 is like as strong as a Super Saiyan 3." I remember that. And then I'm sure people are going to point at that example and they're going to be like, why didn't he go Super Saiyan 3 there? Well, the actual answer is because during that time in like, what was it, 2012, 2013, they didn't have plans for Vegeta to go Super Saiyan 3, unfortunately. But, you know, now that, you know, I mean, this is the nature of continuing to make new content while going back instead of going forward. Because everyone wants Super to come back, you know, rightfully so. Everyone wants to see the manga arcs and then some get animated, and then we go forward past the end of Z. But right now, all of this is still happening within the Dragon Ball Z pocket. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope, I just want the explanation to be reasonable enough. And then for some, and I don't know, like, it maybe it doesn't even have to be just an explanation, because remember when we were talking about this, about if they go Super Saiyan 4 when they're back on Earth, right, and they try to fight, they do a little spar, and then like they try to access their new shit that they did on in the Demon World, and they're just like, for some reason I just can't, you know, do it, and then that's why they never talk about it, and that's why they never do it ever again, which, if you want to argue that's terrible writing or whatever, then that's your prerogative, I guess. Like, that's fine.
But like the thing is, like, the Demon World, it has like the gas and stuff. So you think it's like harder to fight. So you think when they go back on Earth, it's easier for them to do so.
That's also true. Yeah, so the gas part and the whole atmospheric difference with how heavy it seemed, they emphasize that a lot more in the third demon world.
Yeah, because that's where all like the stuff is.
But then like they don't even mention or even say if it feels the same or if it's any different or if it's any lighter in 2 and 1.
They said that when they go up, like they could fly the plane faster because it was less.
They did say that, yes. Okay, so there you go. So I feel like in a way it's almost like the 3 worlds kind of help you if you're traversing between the 3, starting from the 3rd and going to 2 and then 1. It's almost like they're prepping you and helping you get stronger to then be all primed up for that first demon world, and then you don't have to really worry about any of those things.
I mean, you said like the Super Saiyan 3 transformation wasn't. It was like a half because the hair wasn't all the way. Because the thing is like when like. I'm bringing GT into this.
Okay.
But when Goku went Super Saiyan 3 there as a kid, it was still long.
Correct. Yeah. So that's also all right. So the reason why that was the way it was is because GT as a whole was a Toei thing. Toriyama had very little involvement. It wasn't his idea to even do GT in the first place. It was something that Toei and all the powers that be that wanted to continue Dragon Ball Z after it ended, it was on them. So when they did it, they obviously just went off of the same designs that already existed in previous iterations of the story. And so now, we're like 20, 30, almost 40 years down the road with Dragon Ball's existence as a whole. And Toriyama has essentially, grown to godhood when it comes to just, our human existence, and his input and his involvement has been valued so much more, especially in his older age when he was obviously still alive, that to even create a show like Daima, it's like it's a blessing and a privilege for them to even receive a script from this guy. And if he wants to do something, they're not gonna say no. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing, so Goku's probably gonna go 3 because Vegeta went 3, right?
Okay, yeah, it's easy to assume. Yeah.
So then, if Goku's hair is like that, then my theory's off. But
okay.
If Goku's hair is like how it is in GT, then like maybe the reason that Vegeta doesn't go 3 is because that's like an imperfect form. So he just perfected 2. So that's why they said that his 2 is as strong as a 3.
Okay, that's interesting. What do you think about that?
Imperfect. Super Saiyan 3 because of with the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see what he's saying.
Length.
Half, like it's not full 3, but like half 3.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, I mean,
2.5.
It makes it so complicated and it's like very convoluted because like at the same time, if like say Vegeta's hair for Super Saiyan 3 in Daima looked exactly like how you would expect it, but like on a kid, just like how you said Goku GT, right? Then by default, that would just automatically canonize every single previous iteration of Super Saiyan 3 that Vegeta has been seen to do in the video games and in Superhero. And then that's going to open the floodgates because then everybody's going to make, so then that means this is also real. You know what I'm saying? And that's usually what's going to happen. And that's why I was bringing up from earlier saying that like whenever they do forms and wherever, not even just forms, but characters. Perfect example, Broly. Broly existed. It was a very popular character, so popular that every time they brought him back into the video games or whatever else, they kept giving him more transformations. Broly can also go Super Saiyan 3 in Superhero and in, whatever. He can also go Super Saiyan 4, right?
Yeah.
Now, yeah, and that's crazy in and of itself. So when they decided that they were going to finally bring Broly into the main continuity of Dragon Ball, his whole character design got changed. And that was Toriyama's creation at that point. Now, obviously, he took...
like him better.
Oh, yeah. Super Broly, way better. Toriyama's Broly, way better. Character makes more sense, has an actual arc, has an actual story behind him. and way more likable, way better character. Love it. Now, take that same energy and that same concept, apply it to a character that's next up on the list that I definitely believe is next up. Cooler. Okay? We know Cooler to look purple, right? To have that, to have the same classic look that he's always had. However, the moment he gets brought in officially, he will not look like that. He might look similar, but he will not look like that, because that would only it would almost confuse people. And then again, it's like they need to do this type of thing for marketing. They need to be like, oh, like to differentiate, like this
is the super cool.
Yeah, like this is the Cooler. You know what I'm saying? Like, however way you want to dub it, and that same thing applies to like any of the transformations that they get. So for example, Cooler, I mentioned this before, he goes golden just like Golden Frieza in the games. So it's like people are all like, people would get upset and be like, oh man, that's almost like a deconfirmation, because we're expecting to see Cooler eventually get brought into the main story. But has it happened yet? No. Will it? Maybe. And if it ever does, it doesn't mean that he won't go Golden Cooler. He just won't look like the Golden Cooler that we've seen in the games. So, I'm hoping that does make sense. But if you guys are a little confused or whatever, just obviously let us know in the comments, and all that. So, but yeah, that's a good thing that you brought up though, about the whole like, Super Saiyan 3 thing with Vegeta. But what would be even interesting is if when Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, if his shit looks like Vegeta's. Then
I said that my whole theory's off.
Yeah.
That's just 3.
I think it'll be natural for Goku.
You think it'll just look like how we were used to seeing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why he would change his style just because we know how it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
Vegeta, you could get away with, his style kind of being a little different, but it could be the same form.
I think that if they were to go with this new design, it's an old design, but you know what I mean. I think if it does look the same for Goku, then I guess we can at that point assume that that's just the mini version of how Super Saiyan 3 looks. Saiyan 3, yeah. Exactly.
But I mean, they're practically like the same size as Gotenks. Like,
that's true, and Gotenks had the Super Saiyan 3 main.
So that's...
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Damn. A lot of things to wonder. We can theorize as much as we want, really, but at this point we're definitely going to have to wait and see what happens when that time comes. But all right, well, aside from that, we talked about the main stuff. We talked about Do and Ku and whatnot. And obviously we now have all the Dragon Balls are gathered. Now, I guess one of my last questions I want to ask you guys on this episode 12. So Neba said some interesting things, kind of, and the way I took it contextually, it made it seem like Neba is almost aware of the Saiyan heritage in a way. And I don't know if it's because I want him to be aware, and then for them to go into like some more lore dumping of like the Saiyan and Namekian like cross paths or whatever. But like when he brought up how like he's like oh, like that was like really interesting. Like I don't remember how exactly he worded it, but like when he saw Vegeta fighting and then power up to what he did, like he was enjoying it to the level of someone that enjoyed something that they've seen before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like he knows, like he's planned all of this.
Yeah, like
he even said that. Like he's like, oh, I expected them to do this, and I expected you guys to come.
Yeah, see, you see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm glad that you see it too, because honestly, I'm just like, there has to be some sort of connection between the Namekians and the Saiyans that go deep, 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 even from the Demon
like
realm.
His excuse for like tagging along is like, oh, you can't summon Shenron, but he definitely just wants to see it. Like,
yeah, he wants to see it for himself. He wants to be a part of that show.
Yeah,
as he should.
Yeah.
Didn't he create them?
He did create the Tamagamis, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And he's a good creator. Even when they lost, he was like, you did well.
Yeah.
You served your purpose and whatnot.
They respected the masters, or the he's the creator of them, so they recognize who created
right
them, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah. So all right. So from here on out, obviously the preview for episode 13 doesn't look too crazy. There's nothing really to predict outside of, you said this looks like a filler type episode.
Yeah, automatically.
But, even off of that, and then, or even going off of anything that we already were talking about, is there any bold predictions you guys want to make for episode 13 and onward?
I feel like they're just gonna go to the first world, fight some guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fight some grunts as a cool down episode.
Yeah.
I hope they get their next episode.
I feel like they should. The pacing in this is like,
No,
they make moves every episode.
Watch, there's gonna be like another plane failure. Like you saw the plane steaming.
Yeah, what was with that? The freaking cable was unplugged. It's like, yo,
that was
Gloria, what are you
definitely-
doing?
That was definitely Gloria.
Yeah, you think it was Gloria?
What the fuck would he do that for, though? They trying to get to the first world.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, I don't know.
Because it was so random. Like
I know it was mad random.
Now I think it was you that mentioned this, but you're under the impression that Gloria is going to cough up the 2 Dragon Balls that they've collected to
'Cause, like,
Arinsu.
he's working with her, so and she already has the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably gonna like in the middle of the night steal the Dragon Balls and then go to. But Supreme Kai is probably gonna catch him because Supreme Kai's been suspicious of him the whole time.
Nahare Shin. Okay.
Shin, Nahare.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been suspecting him off rip. Yeah. Any predictions from you over there?
Nothing crazy.
No.
I mean, I just hope, we get to the first demon world, the demon realm or whatever. I guess by the end of the episode, because I'm not gonna expect too much. Just judging from the preview, it looks like some kind of side mission shit.
Yeah, the side quest.
Yeah, so like, what? That'll be 13.
This is episode 13 coming up next week. Actually, I don't even know if it's actually going to come out next week. I think remember when I said a few weeks ago that we're supposed to get a break soon? I think next week is the actual break.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the new year, and I think it's because of Golden Week. I would assume because Japan gets Golden Week.
Listen, they better hurry up because Solo Leveling's about to take that spot. Not good cut.
Season 2.
Stop. Solo Leveling, I will say, not to disrespect, is definitely gonna be really good. But I don't think it's gonna replace Dragon Ball, man.
Shoot some shit
Wait,
down.
You watched all of Demon Slayer, right? I mean, not Demon Slayer, Soul Leveling.
Yeah,
when they ended off, like what point?
It's been a while. I don't even remember.
Because I didn't.
Bro,
watch
I might
the whole
I might
anime.
rewatch it.
I didn't watch the whole anime, but I read the whole manhwa. So I don't know. Like I'm asking where they left off, so I can.
I would have to rewatch it too. I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember.
I think they left off where he.
Did he like beat the knight?
Yes.
Okay.
He
Alright.
acquired.
Wait, Loki season 2 we fired.
He acquired the knight and they ended it
Yeah,
off. That
okay.
shit, bro.
Alright.
That was dirty.
Say less?
That was
Yeah.
dirty.
It's gonna be good then.
Okay.
Because if that's where they left it off, then okay.
All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Peace.
So to drive back to Dragon Ball really quick, I did want to ask, like, so when Vegeta initially went to Super Saiyan 3, like when he was powering up, like what was going on through your heads?
Bro, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan, like, I don't know.
Like,
No, what else could
We just screamed, bro.
happen? I was not gonna suspect no Super Saiyan 4.
no,
That would
definitely
be too,
not.
That'd be too crazy.
There was no.
There's
You're
no-
waiting for the tail. I know that.
Yeah.
I saw green. I was about to go crazy.
Yeah.
They always do those.
They always put the green in there.
Ever since Broly.
Ever since the Broly movie, the little hints of the green,
Yeah.
blue, red, like a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
They added in there just to make you guess.
Yeah, I swear they trolling.
It's like a combination of them trolling and them just taking artistic liberties to just showcase
No,
whatever it is.
That ain't no artistic. That's trolling. Man. They know what they doing.
Yeah, I was very, very like this is the effect, and I feel like, pun intended, the magic that Dragon Ball brings is that no matter what is going on, this is a show that a lot of fans and a lot of people in general were just not with on the initial announcement of what it was going to be.
Us.
No, y'all too. Not well, yeah. I guess I was a part of that too. I will admit. But then, like, you know, as the story's progressing and we're seeing like what they're doing with it, and like they're showing us things that we can look forward to, and it is very exciting to like tune into every week. It's like, this is why we watch this show, and this is why we love Dragon Ball, because like, I mean, you obviously come from an earlier generation where it's like you're growing up with My Hero and Solo Leveling and like, you know what I'm saying, like
JJK
and exactly, you know, and like for us it was like we had DBZ on TV, you know, when we were growing up, and so like to see shit like that happen with Super Saiyan 3 in 2024 is godlike. It's just like, it's moments like that it's what keeps us clinging onto this show. As long as they continue to give us those types of moments, this will never die. There will always be a desire and a need for more Dragon Ball in the future.
Right.
So, okay. So the only other prediction that I guess I could throw in there outside of whatever you guys have mentioned so far is that I think it is more clear and clear that we're definitely going towards a Super Majin Dooku something where Do and Ku are going to fuse or absorb into one another somehow, some way, whether it's through their own means or if it's with the fusion bug, if they decide to go that route. Maybe the fusion bug is just reserved for Goku and Vegeta. Let's also not forget that someone mentioned online that the fusion bug emblem or logo for it had 3 people on there. So there could be that slight chance or swerve, however you want to call it, where they have a 3-person fusion, which I also already mentioned.
I think.
Yeah, but what 3 is gonna be? Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo?
No. Fuck all that shit. I feel like the third person is like the middle person.
So you're saying that's what it would be. Yeah, that's a smarter thing to think. I think the 3-person thing would be kind of crazy. The thing that would logically make sense is if they did that with the 3 Tamagamis.
Yeah.
But I feel like at that point, it's like Neba could probably just fuse them on his own.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't need, any sort of like third-party accessory to do that if they were to do that. But the Tamagamis, I think, after, you know, their on-screen purpose, I doubt we're gonna see them again unless it's like in a future super arc. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure it's safe to say we're definitely gonna get that fusion. Whether Goku goes Super Saiyan 3 or not, I feel like I think we're gonna definitely get that. But seeing Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3, I feel like is a little tease at the surprises that this show is really about to give us. And I know you're waiting on a tail, but I don't need a tail. I know.
Listen, unless
Super Saiyan 4 is coming.
Unless it's either, grade 8 first. If we see a grade 8, we could definitely say Super Saiyan 4. If we see a tail, then we could definitely say Super Saiyan 4. But if we don't see either of those, then the chances of that happening are very hard. Because at that point, I feel like we would be more inclined to see a fusion.
I wasn't even expecting no Super Saiyan 4 or nothing.
Yeah, we'll probably be more expected to see Gogeta or Vegito in this,
or it could be a brand new name.
Yeah.
No, I don't. The thing, like, I don't hate with the brand new stuff because, like, especially if it's old. Like, if this was like past, then there's no problem. But it's like, then why are you never gonna do it again?
They're gonna have to explain that. They're gonna have to come up with something. They're gonna have to lock it, wipe memory, do something along those lines whenever we get to that point. But the reason why we're saying it has to be a new fusion is, think about it.
The new item.
At this point, they've never done the fusion dance. The fusion dance they've done technically for the first time during the Broly movie.
Yeah.
And so then the Potara they've done twice, once in Z, once in Super. In this show, they're kind of ruling out the use of Potara, and they have introduced the fusion bug now. So we're not going to know if the fusion bug is going to create a new fusion-based character or if it's just going to give us Vegito anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We won't know until it happens. But yeah, I'm really this actually. You know what? Now I'm sorry, but after seeing what Neba did to Tamagami 2, I'm telling you, and I said this last time. Make sure y'all paying attention to this podcast. We speaking facts here, okay? I am like right here with it. After seeing Neba help Tamagami 2 power up, I think Neba is going to have an ability to, just like how we saw Guru unlock the potential of Gohan and Krillin on Namek, he's going to be able to do something to Goku and Vegeta, and that's how they're going to go Super Saiyan 4.
To unlock their potential.
He's gonna bring them back to their Saiyan states. Their primal Saiyan states, bro. I'm telling you, watch. Whether they feel a little different or straight up it's that with the tails coming out. Once that happens, we can pause the episode, start celebrating, get fucking pizza, cookies, all that shit, start blowing confetti all over the place, because we are gonna be in for a treat. The internet's gonna break. The official canonized Super Saiyan 4 is upon us.
That would be crazy.
It has to happen.
That would be cool.
It has to happen.
Canon Super Saiyan 4.
Oh. And that shit gonna look like Wukong. It's gonna look like Wukong. You already know. Like I said, everything that I said about the Super Saiyan 3 thing and the characters things, it applies to Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 was a GT creation, right? Now, this new version, it'll look similar, but there's gonna be differences. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be different. Motherfuckers gonna look like Wukong. I can't wait. So
the thing I want to see though, I mean, we're gonna see it soon, but like the Demon World Shenron, what's he gonna look like?
I'm waiting to see what that motherfucker looks like too.
Some demonic Shenron.
Yo, what if he looks like Icarus?
Why?
I don't know. I was just playing. That was just a troll. So this would normally be the part where we do the Patreon shoutouts. I'm using my phone. Full transparency, I'm actually using my phone for this recording because my dumbass forgot every single SD card to use my regular camera for. So what I'll do is I will just have your guys' name appear on screen right now. So again, thank you guys for your support. And if you want to support us over on the Patreon page, if you want to see more content from us, more behind the scenes, more of, just everything, and just the raw support to help us do this more full time, then definitely hit us up over on there. And before we go, I do have one thing to close out the year now that we are here with our man, not so little IQ Ooch. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
You don't even know what's about to happen.
No.
Okay. You have one more gift.
What?
You have one more gift to open.
We open it on
the episode. Here, I'll hold your mic. Go ahead.
Oh wait, there's no way.
You can feel free to just rip it to shreds if you need to.
There's no way. There's no way. I got my own thing! Yes, sir!
Got that red.
Yeah, I got the webs. I got the webs.
You got that, Joe.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
Your official. I mean, you've already been on the podcast, obviously, but this is like your official christening. You finally got it.
Wrap it.
I'm going into the new year.
The new year representing. You better wear that all over campus.
Yo, it's red, just like Cornell.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. So fun story. So IQ has been asking for a hoodie for a long time.
Yo, ever since the latest I've asked was when we went to Anime Next. I remember. I was just spitting in the parking lot what I want. Webs.
He said he wanted a red hoodie, and he goes, "Webs." And I was like, okay, let's see if we can make it happen. And sure enough, we did, and it looks great. Look at that.
Ooh, champion.
Ooh, yes. Shout out to Champion.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Yeah. So if you like this, I'll order some for us if you want the spider version. It kind of looks tough.
Can you make a black version?
Black
like
hoodie?
a black hood?
Black hoodie? Yeah. I can do black hoodie.
Look at that.
I would need a black.
Yeah. Looks sick, right? I fucking love it.
Black hood.
Yo, as soon as I felt the texture, I felt.
You're like, there's no way.
I felt a hoodie. I felt a hoodie in there. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah. All right. Well, there it is.
Let's go.
You got your. So that's why I told you to bring yours. We'll take a picture after. We'll put it on the Patreon first. All right, before I post it on everyone else. So, yeah. Do you guys have anything left for the people at home?
Stay fresh, stay clean, get yourself a nice fucking cologne.
He got us all cologne, by the way, for Christmas. Like everyone got cologne.
Yo, I get my yearly supply of cologne. I never run out. I never run out.
Yeah, man.
And what about you? What do you got left for the people at home?
I don't know. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, 2025. Big stuff happening.
All right, let's get it. Webs. Big stuff happening, guys. Make sure you guys are staying up as always, staying as positive as possible. Keep it pushing and keep it going because you never know when you're going to keep flowing, all right, to that next power up or whatever. So, again, make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. May the power protect, keep it locked, loaded right here on this podcast. Stay safe, stay clean, stay the hell inside, and we'll see y'all next year.